Hey guys, what is going on? It's Fen here. So today I'm going to be doing an update video because I haven't updated video in, well, you can see here, a week, and that's a very long time. Normally I'm quite steady on content for you guys, and over the last few weeks it's been more difficult than I would have thought. The reason, if you didn't know, is because obviously I'm learning to drive, and there's a lot of time I have to invest into that. And the reason I have to invest in it is because if I don't, I'm going to lose out with real money. And the reason for that is because in the UK, if you're not from the UK, I'm not sure what it's like in America or wherever else in the country, in the world rather, we have basically tests we have to pass in order to drive on the road. One of them being a theory test, which is basically a test to test your knowledge of roads, signs, all that kind of stuff. And then there's hazard perceptions. That basically covers how fast you can react to hazards, such as kids on the pavement and then just suddenly going out into the middle of the road for no reason, because kids are kids. They don't really know danger. So that's one part of the test, and it's about £40 to £50 to take that test. And if you fail that test, you have to pay the money again. So if you fail 10 times, that's a lot of money. So you really don't want to fail at all. And even though the questions aren't particularly hard, it's more common sense than anything, it's still better to over study for it than understudy, because if you understudy, you lose out. It's simple as that. So a lot of my time has been going into just studying theory and hazard perception and making sure I'm on my game. Also, I've been doing driving lessons, which of course takes time out as well. And I find it really weird because when I come back from my lessons, I'm emotionally exhausted and I just don't want to do anything. And the reason for that is because, driving for some people is really easy and it just clicks for them. For me, I'm kind of like that. It's just clicky for me and it really is awesome. But at the end of the day, when I come home, I'm like really emotionally exhausted because there's so much going on in my mind, and it is very nerve-wracking, especially when you have other people on the roads as well. You would wish people just stay out of your way and not be anywhere near you, especially when you're learning to drive, but unfortunately it doesn't work that way. Now, the second part of the test is the practical test, and that covers obviously learning how to drive, so they test you on that, and that's about 80 to 90 quid, I believe, and in US dollars it's about, I'd say about $100, somewhere around them lines. It might be actually a bit more, I think it's double the currency. Yeah, Americans always get a better deal. I think it's almost $2 to the pound, if my maths is correct. So it's around $130, $140, somewhere around there, because it's just a little bit less. It's like $1.87 something, I believe. But anyways, you get the idea. It is quite expensive. And then you've got the lessons, so you really want to put your heart and soul into lessons. If not, if you just wing it and you don't really learn anything, you're wasting money again. So that is one of the reasons why I haven't been uploading videos. Another reason is I've been quite busy with other stuff, such as doing some design work. I do have another YouTube channel which is called fenikzart, and that's basically tutorials and stuff about art and design, because that's what I used to do before I got into doing commentaries and stuff like that. Now, since I've been doing commentaries, that's kind of took a backseat, and I regret it in some ways because I really do enjoy it, but sometimes the videos do take a lot longer than I expect them to do, especially when you try to get content from games that are always straightforward, such as League of Legends. You can always have bad matches, people just trolling, so it's really hard to get content in that way. So that takes a lot of time, so that's why I've been kind of busy. I'm trying to juggle both of them, as well as the driving and stuff. It's a lot of work to get through. The other reason is there's not really much content I want to cover. Now, I've been doing the Minecraft stuff, and I know my channel isn't massive, but my Minecraft stuff does get the least views out of pretty much all the content I do. The highest content that got the highest views for me is Skyrim. I've always thought of going back to Skyrim, especially because there's a new DLC, which I haven't got. but you get the idea that Skyrim was quite a popular game. I even got a category here, so if you want to watch it, you know, watch it. But the Minecraft stuff doesn't get that many views, and I think to myself, why put all the effort into doing the Minecraft stuff if it's not going to get that response? And the way I look at it, realistically speaking, is I have 1,556 subscribers, loyal subscribers, I would assume, and I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed for whatever reason, for whatever content that you subscribe for. If you subscribe for Skyrim content and I don't do Skyrim content anymore, then that's your role to kind of say, you know, where's the Skyrim content? And it's same for any other game that I've covered in the past that I don't cover right now. World of Warcraft, Skyrim, Star Wars. There's a lot of games out there that I've covered in the past, and I have enjoyed them, of course. I wouldn't have covered them in the first place. And it's kind of your responsibility as a subscriber to keep me informed if I'm not producing the content that you subscribe for. Because at the end of the day, you build a subscriber based on what content you create. And that's why people have a really hard time when they focus their channel around one game. Such as, I knew a guy who focused his channel around Terraria. And he's got, you know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And then basically Terraria stopped because I think they stopped funding or something like that. And, you know, he's like, well, you know, what do I do now? Everyone expects me to do Terraria content, and I've never wanted to be a channel like that where I'm stuck about what content to produce. So I try to do a variety of content on my channel. Now, one game I'm definitely waiting for to come out is the Elder Scrolls Online game. I really want to play that game. It looks really, really cool, and it'd be really nice to at least test out another MMO game except for World of Warcraft. You know, Guild Wars 2 really didn't do it for me. I just didn't really like the feel, you know, the heart of the character and how they moved and interacted. I didn't like that. And I think looking that way, it's kind of biased because I should have given it a chance, but it's kind of the incident with Star Wars. I paid £60 for Star Wars, and it was a monthly fee, so I was paying the monthly fee, so I paid £60 for the game, and then I was paying, like, I think it was £8 a month for the actual game, and the game overall, it was okay, and then the months went on, and the people just started quitting the game. It wasn't that good. Some of the mobs were insanely hard, especially the elite ones, and it just overall, it didn't feel like a good game, and then it went free to play, so if that wasn't a kick in the teeth, I don't know what is. But all that money spent on a game that I don't even play anymore, I don't understand. I don't like to throw money away. I'd rather give that money to a better cause, and I don't want to do that again, and that's why I didn't buy Guild Wars 2, because I don't want to spend money on a game that I'm going to maybe play for maybe a week, maybe a month, and then think, well, this isn't really that good. And it kind of turned out that way with Guild Wars 2. It was shit off the shelves as soon as, you know, it came out. People getting up like hotcakes. And then after a while, it was kind of like, well, yeah, it's just Guild Wars 2. It doesn't have that standing ovation, that thing that sticks out in your mind as a really good game. At least not for me. People obviously do like it, but that's because they still play it. And that's each to their own. Everyone has their own opinion. For me, the best MMO I've ever played in my life is World of Warcraft. And it still is good, and it still looks even better than when I quit. When I quit, it was really bad. We didn't have that really any decent content. It was just Mr. Pandaria. Covered most of that in the beta, saw a lot of it, experienced most of it. And just from there, it wasn't that great. But since patch 5.2 was announced, and you see all these new changes to PvP about not having any blanket CSs and stuff like that, it makes playing a caster like, wow, well, this could be doable. Before, people could just lock you out so much, and it's same with the stuns and just how OP some classes are with the amount of burst they can do. Even with, you know, fully stacked resilience, people just crush you with, I mean, Swifty is a prime example of that. He always finds a way to outdo himself in the amount of damage he does, and it really is insane. You think if Swifty can do that, he's got all this gear, and we all know warriors are really gear dependent in World of Warcraft. If you've got bad gear, then you're not going to do so well. If you've got the best gear, you're just going to destroy. And it's kind of the same. You think, well, if people can get the gear, and it really is easy to get the gear, is it going to be worth to play the game and do PvP? People can destroy you in a matter of seconds, maybe 2 seconds, and you are dead. So I don't know. I didn't really like that aspect, but it kind of seems like it's changing now. So I don't know. Diablo 3, that's actually another example. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you guys know Diablo 3, amazing, and it's kind of like you got to the max level. It's like, what now? It's like it's just a dead end. There's nothing to do, and then they're like, oh, let's bring out a PvP patch, and then it's like that didn't turn out any good. So what should we do? So you know what I mean. I'm a bit of a dilemma there, and like what content to produce. So if you want to help me out, and you are a subscriber of one of these 1,556 subscribers, then help me out. Let me know what you guys want to see, and what content did I produce in the past that you would like to see again. You know, all this stuff helps me out, and it helps me become a better person on YouTube, and of course in real life, because if I'm having a good time on YouTube, I'm going to have a good time in real life as well. It's kind of how it works. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about in this update. I know it's kind of long, but thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and just leave feedback in the comment section below. It really does help me out when you leave feedback, and it just lets me know that you guys are out there and you do actually care about the channel. So cheers, and I will be back with some content pretty damn soon. Peace guys.